now. Okay, I'm recording the session now. Okay,
Okay.
Manuel. So, my friend, we're going to be working today in our second class of the week, number one. Ready? No, sorry, it's the first class of the week, number two. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So, in this class, we're going to be checking some like topics that probably you have seen before, but in this case, we're going to talk about these topics from a different perspective, right? We're going to do something that it's not difficult, but it requires a lot of attention and especially a lot of vocabulary. So that's what we're going to try to do today. Ready? I'm
Okay.
going to start
Right.
the class by asking you, do you know who are these two people?
Um, is James
Yeah.
and Falcao. No?
Okay, so James and Falcao. We have two soccer players here, two
Yes.
Colombian soccer players. Good. Ready? So
Yes.
I am going to have here some words, and I would like you to compare the both soccer players. Ready?
Okay.
But be careful. In the first case, or in some cases, I am going to have two words at the same time. They are similar, but there is something different about the two words. Try to make some comparisons. Let's see who is more talented, who is more famous, who is more creative, maybe. So,
Okay.
what do you think?
Well, is James is as good as Falcao.
Okay, good. You said that James is as good as Falcao. Good, very good. As talented as Falcao, right?
As talent, see, yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, good, very good. Which one has more children?
Uh, Falcao have more children than James.
Yeah, Falcao has like 5 or 6 children,
5, 6 children. See.
and James only two. Good, very good.
Yes.
In your perception, which one has more fame? Which of them
Fame
has more fame?
uh, is uh, James is much more fame as than Falcao.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, yes, probably I think so too. Yes. So James
Yeah,
is more famous than Falcao. Okay, very good.
and he's younger. He's younger.
Yeah, at least he's younger. All right. Okay, very good. So he said also he told me that he's as good as, so you use the adjective good, and also he's younger, the adjective young. Muy bien, that's it.
Yes.
In terms of the game, I mean, of a play, as a player, which one
Yes.
is more creative?
Okay. I think Falcao is more created
Mhm.
than James.
Okay, very good. So Falcao has more creativity than James. That's good, very good. And about the money that they have made, which one do you think that is more like, or
Mm,
that is richer or that has more money?
I think both. I think James as richer than has Falcao.
Okay, so probably they have the same amount of money, no? Muy bien, excellent.
She
Thank you, man.
probably.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So in this case, what we were doing were comparisons, something easy, no? So when we talk about comparisons, we know that it's going to be something easy, no? With qualities, with adjectives, easy to
Yes.
make, like easy, no? So it's as a little bit younger than Falcao. This one it's more creative. They have the same quantity of money. Good. But I
Yes.
want to ask a question. Why sometimes we use the verb have and some other times we use the verb to be? Sometimes we said he is no sé qué, and sometimes we use he has.
Uh,
What is the difference?
is um, in house when is too much or too many.
Tiene que ver, yes, he has to do, yes, okay. Any other reason?
Um, and the person when is he or they or we. in verb to be, no?
Oh, well, okay. In this case, we have different versions of the verb, no? In this case, can be have or has, depending if
Ah,
it's
yes, yes, yes.
he,
Have,
and in this
has,
case,
had.
we use is, or depending the subject, no? That's what you mean.
Yeah,
Important,
yeah,
yes.
see, yes.
Perfect. But there is another reason why we use have or why we use verb to be, and it has to do with the fact that we have two different words here, but it's not the same word, no? For example, in the first one, we have the word talent and the word
Talent.
talented. Hmm? In the
Yes,
third one, we have the word fame and the word famous. In the fourth one, we have the word creativity and creative, right?
yes.
And in the last one, we have the word money and the word rich. Hmm?
Uh,
In this case, we're going to have two different words. The words that are similar or are related, but they are different kinds of words. What do you think is the characteristic in common of these words? Talent, fame, creativity, or money? What is the
well,
characteristic in common?
well, uh, James has talent than Falcao. Uh,
Okay.
mm, both they have good creativity.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
um, yeah, and both they have much money,
A lot, right?
a lot of money.
Okay,
And
Manu. So important. Why do you think that in all these cases you use the verb have or has and not the verb to be? You see
And
that in this case you use the verb to
this
have.
is pass has pass.
Has is third person, he, no? He
Ah,
has. And
yes.
this one is because you say they. That's why we use they have. But why we have the verb to have and not the verb to be? Because in this case you didn't use is, am, are, no, just the verb to have. He has
Uh,
talent, they have creativity, they have money, right? Not the verb to be. Why not?
yes, because we have talking about the third person, not first
Okay.
person, no?
Okay, that one, that's the reason why we use has, but in this case
Yeah.
we use have. The reason, the real reason, Manu, it's because in this case we have two different kinds of words. The first one, it's going to be the nouns. Ready? Nouns, which is sustantivos. It means names of the things. Talent,
Okay.
fame, creativity, money, responsibility, children, no? Things.
Okay.
Things that the
Sí.
people have. And on the other hand, we're going to have adjectives, which are the characteristics of the people, right? In this case, talented is an adjective, famous, it's an adjective, creative, it's an adjective, rich, it's an adjective. So we are going to have, for describing the people, we're going to have sometimes nouns, the sustantivos, and sometimes the qualities. It means the adjectives that they possess, right? As you
Okay.
told me, for example, that he has talent, we also could say that he is more talented than Falcao, or that
Oh,
he is more creative, or he is as creative as Falcao. And actually, you
yes.
told me bueno, James is as
Yeah.
rich as Falcao. Hmm?
Yes.
But in this case, we use all the verb to be. He is, and he is. Normally, when we talk about nouns, we use the verb
Yes.
to have because are the things that we possess. Son las cosas que tenemos. That's why we use the verb to have. And with the adjectives, normally we use the verb to be, o sea, am, is, are, because are the characteristics that we are, no? If we are
Yes.
good, if we are young, if we are tall or short, those are the
Yes.
characteristics that we have. Ready? Hmm?
Yes. Yes. Like example is James. He's younger than Falcao.
Exactly.
Like that.
He's younger than Falcao. That's a comparison. Very good. Ready?
Yes.
So in this case, first that we have to do is that we have to differentiate when we are talking about a noun and when we are talking about an adjective. Remember that the adjectives are the characteristics that the things or that the people are. In this case, we're going to talk about characteristics, but not about people. We're going to make comparisons, but not about people, but especially about places, right? Of
Right.
course, the places also have characteristics. For example, my room is bright, yes, it's very iluminada, yes, is
Yes.
spacious, yes. My room is comfortable, right? So my room has, my studio has some characteristics, right? And
Well,
also I can describe the nouns that the place have. Ready? Las cosas que
yeah.
tiene ese lugar. For example, my room has light, a lot of light. And also my room has different doors, no? I have a closet there, I have a door right
Yes.
there, I have some chairs because here is also, for example, the desk of my wife, it's right there. So you can see that in
Okay.
this room we have two desks, right? So those are the nouns, right? The things that we have in a place. Manu, in the two different columns, the white one and the yellow one, which is the column of the nouns of the things? Which is the column of the nouns of the things? The white one or the yellow one?
I think the yellow one.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, very good. So in this case, we don't have characteristics, but we have things, right?
Yes.
Danger, which is peligro, noise, what's the meaning of noise?
Noise, ruido.
Ruido and light,
Sí. Luz,
yes,
darkness,
darkness,
oscuridad, silence, silencio, convenience, convivencia, sería algo así, o
conveniencia, conveniencia.
conveniencia.
Ajá,
Dice
good.
space, espacio, confort, confortable, algo
Comfort, bueno,
cómodo.
en español también le decimos comfort, which means
Sí,
comodidad.
sí.
Comodidad, very good.
Expenses, como caros.
Gastos,
Pollution,
gastos.
gastos,
Ajá, yes,
expenses. Listo.
expenses.
Pollution, polución.
Yeah.
Luxury es lujoso.
Lujo.
Lujo,
No
lujo.
lujoso, porque lujoso es el adjetivo, right? So in this case, that's the
Yes, yes,
difference.
yes.
Luxury is lujo or lujo.
Lujo,
¿Listo? Very good.
yes,
On the other hand, on the other column, we're going to have the column of the adjectives, the column of the characteristics. So in that case, it is not peligro, it's going to be
peligroso.
peligroso. That's the characteristic. So we have peligro is the noun, peligroso it's the characteristic, the adjective. And noisy,
Yes. Ruidoso.
bright,
Bright es brillante, ¿no? Como
brillante o
iluminado.
iluminado, very
O
good. Dark,
iluminado. Dark, oscuro.
silent,
Silence, silencio.
silencioso, the characteristic.
Silencioso,
The
exacto.
characteristic. Silencio is the noun, silencioso is the characteristic. Convenient,
Eh, Convenient, conveniente.
good. Spacious,
Spacious es espacioso.
comfortable,
Comfortable. Confortable.
confortable o cómodo, basically, ¿no? Muy
Coma,
bien.
yes.
Ajá,
Expensive.
expensive.
Igual como los gastos, ¿no? Como
Esa
habíamos dicho.
sería la característica, o sea, cuando algo tiene muchos gastos es muy qué,
Expensive.
o sea, caro, ¿cierto?
Caro.
Expensive,
Sí,
caro,
caro.
very good.
Costosos.
Exactly, costoso, ok, muy bien.
Eh,
Polluted,
Polluted es igual como lo de polución, como cuando
pero
hay
en este caso es como contaminado, ¿no? Pollution es
contaminado.
contaminación y polluted es la característica, contaminado, ¿ready?
Ok.
And
Y
luxurious, ahora sí, the characteristic,
es lujoso, sí.
ese es lujoso, right? Entonces, of course,
Yes.
in the characteristics column, we are finding the things that or the qualities that the places or the people are, right? In this case, is the place is noisy, the place is silent, the place is convenient, the place is inconvenient, the place is
Yes.
spacious, the place is small, the place is bright, the place is dark. Characteristics. Or I
Yes.
can do the same thing, puedo hacer lo mismo, but with the nouns. The place has danger, the place has light, the place has silence, the place has... So, entonces, in this case, we're going to work, wait a second. We're going to work here with, as I told you, the adjectives are going to work with the verb to be. My room
Yes.
is dark, or no sé, the rooms in my house are spacious, the rooms in my house are comfortable, the chairs in my room, in my house are, I don't know, spacious or comfortable, you know, the
Yes.
whatever, right? And when we talk about the nouns, it's going to have two possibilities. One, it's to say the place and then the verb to have. For example, my studio has two desks. My studio has a lot of space. My studio has a lot of light. Or I can also use no, sorry, the combination, there is and there are. Remember that there is and there are, it means haber in a place. So
Yes.
I can also use there is and there are to describe the nouns. In my room, there is a lot of light. In my room, there isn't a lot of pollution, no? In
Yes.
my room, there is a lot of space. So I can use it has or there is, or
Okay.
there are, depend. Ready?
Ready, exactly.
Great. Exactly.
And in this case, well, for example, where I studying in living room, well, my living room is spacious.
Mm-hmm.
There are spacious. Is a little dark. There
Okay.
is a little dark. Is spacious. Yeah, I tell that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there are some armchairs,
Archers. Uh-huh.
and um, in my apartment, uh, uh, they have 3 rooms. They 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 has a, a little pollution.
Okay.
uh, in my living room is more space. I tell you that. And there is comfortable. Um, um, in the morning, they have a little noise.
Okay. Very good. Well, when we're talking about a room or a house, we use it because it's only one. So it is
Yes,
a little bit
because it's things.
noisy. It has a little more pollution. It has a little more noise, right?
Yes,
And it's important to take into account that the adjectives are not countable. They don't have number, no? The adjectives
yes.
are always singular. Wait a second, un segundo. I'm sorry.
I
So
know.
the adjectives,
Sorry.
the adjectives are always singular. They don't have like a number, no? They are always
Yes,
noisy. It doesn't change. But the nouns, they have a number and they might be countable or non-countable, no? So if it's something countable, it's because it's something that we can have and we can see, right? For
right.
example, I don't know, like the expenses. Yes, it's something that we can count. One expense, two expenses, the light, the bills, the food, all of those are expensive, right?
Okay.
But there are going to be other concepts, most of these ones, that are simply concepts. They aren't going to be countable, they are going to be uncountable. Because I don't say, for example, bueno, in Spanish, yes, but in English, no. I don't say like there are different dangers. No, it's like danger in general, right? So like
Yes.
peligro, and that's it, right?
Like example, in my house, there are a lot expenses
For example,
because it's
no?
contemptible.
Because it's
Table.
countable, very good.
Countable.
There are
Yes.
other words, like for example, space, that they can be both. I can talk about space in general, like espacio, but I can talk about, sorry, space, like espacio, but I can also talk about like spaces, like in different, in plural. So it can be
Yes.
non-countable or it can be countable, no? And I'm going to show you what is the importance that it's countable or not countable. I'm going to tell you later. Well, first, we have to have clear the vocabulary. The vocabulary is all of this regarding characteristics and nouns. Do you have any questions about these words, like nouns and adjectives? Is it clear?
No, I like to see 2 examples more.
We're going to do a lot of examples, don't worry. Ready?
Yes.
Great. So with these words, what we can do are going to be two different things. First, we're going to talk about evaluation. Evaluation is first my opinion about one subject. For example, my room, for example, your house, for example, my apartment, For example, my neighborhood, for example, whatever, it's going to be an evaluation because it's only my opinion about one of them, about only one subject. Let's talk about, for example, where do you live? In what neighborhood do you live, Manu?
Barrancas.
Is that
Usaquén.
in Spain? Oh, good. Okay, so you
No,
live in
Usaquén,
Barranca.
Usaquén.
Ah,
No, no,
Usaquén.
I live, I here in Bogota.
Okay, good. I live in Spain. I don't know why. Good. So in this case, we're gonna work in Usaquén. Yes.
Yes,
Barracas, you told me.
Barrancas, yes.
Barracas. Good. East Barracas. Good. That's gonna be the subject. That's gonna be our subject today. That's gonna be the
Yes,
subject. Either way, if it's um, I forgot the evaluation with the noun or with an adjective, it's the same. The subject is going to be the same. Now,
okay.
I would like you to think in some of the characteristics that the neighborhood has. Is it noisy? Is it peaceful? Is it spacious? Is it expensive?
This is noisy.
Noisy. Good. Remember that noise is the noun, so the characteristic is noisy, right? Good.
Noisy, yes.
Any other characteristic?
Is, is well safer. So
Safe.
safe
Good.
is safe.
Safe. Yeah,
Safe.
that's it. Okay, very good. So we have safe and noise.
Yeah.
And I would like you to tell me things that you can find in the neighborhood. Stores, traffic light.
Yes. Stores, parks, um, see stores, parks. That's all.
Anything negative, like for example, trash, maybe
Uh,
pollution.
yes, trash,
Trash.
trash.
Okay, unfortunately, a lot of trash. Good. So in this case, when we give our opinion or we talk about this neighborhood, right, we're going to find out that some of the things that we say are positive and some other things are negative, right? For
Yes,
example, the adjective noisy, it's something negative, it's something bad, right?
yes,
While when we talk about safe, it's something good, right?
yes,
In the same way with the nouns, when we talk about stores and parks, it's something good, something that the people enjoy. But when we
yes,
say trash, it's something negative.
yes,
Depending in this case, if it's something good or something bad, we're going to have a quantifier for using it for describing if it's something good or something bad. We're going to have the two quantifiers, two and enough. What's the meaning of two? Do you remember? What's the meaning of two?
much,
Yeah,
much,
extremely much, no? When it's
much,
something
so
bad.
much. Yes,
Exactly, something negative. And enough, we're saying that it's a good quantity. It's enough. It's a good quantity. So when we say
yes,
enough, it's sufficient. It's going to be a good quantity. So in this case, if we want to describe my perception about the neighborhood in these characteristics, we can
yes,
have these expressions, but be careful because depending if it's too or enough, it's going to have a different position. And also depending if it's adjective or if it's a noun. Let's start by talking about the characteristics, the adjectives, right? When we have
right.
an adjective which is negative, like for example, noisy, the two, it's going to be before the adjective. So it's two and then the adjective, right? For
Yes,
example, my neighborhood is too polluted because there is a lot of traffic. So my neighborhood is too
yes.
polluted, right?
Okay.
If it's something good, like for example, safe, of course, I can say very safe or really safe, but I can also use enough at the end for talking like suficientemente seguro, right? In that
Yes.
case, enough, it's going to be after the adjective,
Oh,
after
safe
the
enough.
adjective.
Okay.
Exactly. So my neighborhood, in my case, my neighborhood is spacious enough. There are a lot of parts, so my neighborhood is spacious enough, right?
Okay.
Listo? So that's in the case of the adjectives. But when we
Yes.
talk about nouns, when we talk about sustantivos, nouns,
Mhm.
enough and to are going to be before, both are going to be before the noun. And depends if it's good or bad, I'm going to use enough, or if it's bad, I'm going to use to. But remember that the nouns are countable and non-countable. So I have to use too many or too much. Too many for countable and too
Okay.
much for non-countable
Yes.
if it's something bad. For example, in this case, Barracas has, okay, obviamente esto es it, ¿cierto? Barracas has
It it
enough
has
stores or
enough
enough
so.
parts, could be,
Yes.
right? And if it's something negative, like for example, trash, yes, you could say like Barracas has
Too
things.
many.
Too many or too much? What do you think?
Too many.
Too
Too
much.
many.
Trash is not countable,
Ah, there. Yes. Yes.
right? So
Yes.
in that case, the Barracas neighborhood has too much
Too
trash.
much trash.
Trash, that's it. If I say, for example, let's say, supposing it has bars, I don't
Bars.
like it, it's negative. So in that case, I
Yes.
would say Barracas has too
Too many bars.
many bars, exactly, because in that case, it's countable, ready?
Countable.
Mhm.
Yes.
Ready? So what do you think? Good, easy, questions, more or less, difficulties?
Good. Good.
Good,
Good.
very good. In this case, I can use Barracas has, but also I can say, for example, with the combination in Barracas, comma, there is or there are. Only for the nouns,
Enough.
not for the adjective, but and also for too many, but only for the nouns, not for the adjective, because the adjective always is with the verb to be, is or are. Okay, únicamente
Yes.
con verb to be. Ready?
Okay.
Bueno, Manu, excellent. Do you work in your house or you work in another part of the city?
Well, right now I'm not working,
Mm,
so I
okay.
have a lot of free time.
A lot of free time, good. Well, let me
So,
just use something here. Wait, wait, wait. I'm looking for a picture. Here. Okay, Manu. Bueno, this is a map of our beautiful city, right? I would
okay.
like you to think in the different places that you can find there, yes, and describe them. For example, what do you think about, no sé, la localidad Santa Fe? What do you think about localidad Suba? What do you think about Kennedy, which is
Well, well, uh, well, for example, in Kennedy, there are too much violence.
okay, good. Remember that when it's violence, it's not countable, so it's gonna be only there is, right? But
There
perfect.
is
So in Kennedy, good. There is too much,
too
of
much,
course,
too much
because it's not
violence.
countable. Very good, man. There is too much violence. Good. What
Well,
about in others?
in Suva, there are uh, uh, too much restaurants. No, too many restaurants.
Okay, good. So there are too many restaurants.
Yes.
Okay, good, very good. Well, remember that if you say too many, it's because it's something bad. You don't like.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yes.
If you say no, it's good, it's good. So I would use, instead of too many, I would use
Too much.
no, enough. Remember that
Ah, enough,
uh-huh,
enough
exactly.
restaurants. Yes, enough
So
restaurants.
in Suba, there are enough
Yeah.
restaurants. Like, okay, good. Ready? Of course,
Yes.
as it's your opinion, it depends on your perception. If you think that it's negative, no worries. Or if
Ah,
you think
okay.
it depends on your perception, no, it's just a recommendation. But if you say, no, teacher, I don't like so many neighborhoods, so many restaurants. Okay, so it's negative for you, no problem, right? So
Yes.
it can be negative anyway for you too, right? Bueno, what about how would you describe what is the quality of the Usme locality or
Well,
district? What is the characteristic?
well, well, Usme is so far from Yusuke. Well,
Of course, it's the other side of the city, no? So,
yeah.
uh-huh.
Well,
Let's say
Usme,
far. You said the characteristic far. Is it
yes.
positive or negative? Is it good or bad?
Well, I think from me is negative because the distance
Exactly. So what would you use? Usme is far enough or it's too far?
is too far, no?
It's too far because, as you said, for you, it's negative. So
Yes.
it is too far. That's it, right? Mhm.
Yeah.
Good. You can include more than one characteristic if you want, if they are equally negative. No, for example, Usme it's too far and dangerous. Two characteristics,
Okay.
but both are going to be negative, right?
Negative.
Good, great. One,
But the both adjective is bad, or I can use bad and a good adjective.
if I use good and bad, then I'm going to use too far, but let's say, because for me, usaken, for me, in my case, I live in Puente Aranda, so I would say that usaken, for me, right? Usaken, it's too far,
Yeah.
but safe enough. So in
Okay.
that case, as the second one is good, I would have to use enough. As the first one is bad, I would have to use two.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, got it. Bueno,
Yes.
bueno, very good. Hasta ahí cómo vas. Good. Questions, difficulties, problems?
Good. Good.
Good. Very good. Listo, brother. So that was the part of the evaluation. It means only one adjective, only what? Sorry, one subject. Yeah,
Yes.
usaquén or barracas or the one that I prefer, and then the characteristics that I can see. For example, I can see seriously that my neighbor, when I live in a neighborhood that it's called Veraguas, right? That's my neighborhood.
Okay.
So Veraguas is quiet enough, right? My
Quiet
neighborhood is
enough.
quiet enough, good. But
It's
my
good.
neighborhood is too crowded. There is a lot of people because it's very residential. So I think that
Oh.
Veraguas is too crowded. It is a negative characteristic. Or I could say, for example, my neighborhood has enough pharmacies, like three pharmacies, they are enough. So my neighborhood
Yes.
has enough pharmacies. Or my neighborhood has too many, let's say what? It has too many, I don't know, not everything is good. But my neighborhood has indeed too many bars, no? So it's a little bit sometimes messy because the people start drinking and,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
so my neighborhood has too many bars. Good, that's it. Ready? So I can describe my neighborhood without comparing with any other, sin compararlo with any other. Or I can, make the comparisons, right? When we talk about the comparisons, we have the possibility to make the comparison with more or less. My neighborhood is
Yeah.
more, is bigger, is smaller, it's more beautiful, o lo que sea, right? But
Yes.
we are going to find, as you did it before, that we have a comparison of equality. So these ones are the equatives, right? It means that it's a comparison of equally, right? So it's going to
Yes.
be the same quantity when we use as, which it means tan como or tanto como. But in this case, we can make the comparison also with adjectives or with nouns.
Yes.
The sentence is going to function exactly the same. The subject and the verb to be if it's with adjective, or the subject and the verb to have if it's with nouns. Or it's a possibility also to use in my neighborhood, no sé qué, in ta neighborhood, there is or there are. It's a possibility too, right? And then we have the two parts of the comparison. The comparison is going to start always with us, yes?
Yes.
And then we have if it's an adjective, only the adjective. As good as bad as far as big as. In this case, the adjective is not changed. It's in the basic form. O sea, no tiene ni er, ni s, ni nada. Just the basic
Just
form. Exactly.
okay. The base.
The base form, right? If it's a noun, it's going to be the noun, for example, as pharmacies or parks. But one more time, if it's countable, I'm going to use as many and the noun, or if it's not countable, as much, and then the noun, and then we finish the comparison with another as. And finally, we have the second subject, the other subject that we are comparing with, right?
Yes.
This is when the sentence is affirmative. It means that A and B are equal. So the subject number one and the subject number two are equal. For example, you told me Falcao is as good as James. It is the same, right?
Equivalence, yes.
Exactly. Well, for example, in that case, let's say Falcao has as much talent as James. Is the same.
Yes.
Falcao
Yes.
has as much talent. Or Falcao has as much creativity as James. It's the same, right?
Yes.
So in that case, for example, imagine that, Manu, how old are you?
How are you? Well, I am 30 years old.
Excellent, wonderful. You are 30 and me too. I am also 30. What does it mean? It means that Manuel is what?
Is has older than Leonardo.
Okay, so Manuel is as old. Remember that it's in the
Old,
basic
yes,
form.
yes. The basic
And
form has
in this
old
case, we don't have Dan, we have otra vez as old
as
as Leo. That's it,
oh,
easy, right?
yes, in the basic sector form.
Exactly, in the basic form. Manu, how many eyes in your face? How many eyes do you have?
Two.
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 And me too. I also have two eyes. You
Yeah.
know, so you have two, I also have two. What does it mean? It means that, again, Manuel, but in this case, the comparison is about eyes, so it's going to be a noun. Manuel
Yes.
has what?
As has has eyes has Leo has
Okay,
no has enough eyes has Leo like that
as many eyes, because
has
it's
many.
countable.
Yes, has many
Uh-huh.
eyes has Leo has
As
Leo.
Leo, that's it, right? So it's important to talk about if it's the comparison about
Yes,
no, sorry, oh my God, a characteristic, an adjective, or a noun,
yes,
right?
yes,
So in this case, we said, well, they have the same quantity of money. We suppose that they have the same quantity of money, right?
yes.
How would you say that it's equal the quantity of money? How would you express that?
Okay. James has as uh, money as Falcao.
Almost. Remember that the money
Almost.
is not countable.
Yeah, yes.
So
Almost.
James has as tiriri money as.
Almost money as Falcao.
Ah, no, almost es cuando yo digo como casi le tiras,
Yes.
falta un pedacito. So
Yes. As
James has as.
enough money as Falcao.
¿Será
No.
enough? No, as.
No. Many or much. No. Much.
As much. Very good. So
Much.
because in this case, as us no tiene ni to ni enough. Eso es enough
Yes.
y to son solamente para la evaluación. But when I make the
Yes.
comparison with as, tiene as
Much.
talented as, or as many or as much. Maybe in this case, as much money as
Money as
Falcao.
Falcao.
Ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. Maybe very good. Listo. Well, creativity. Creativity. Also, it's not countable. How would you
Yes.
say that is the same?
Uh, it's the same. James has as much creativity as Falcao.
Exactly. So James has as much creativity as Falcao. That's it. Listo. And finally, the talent.
Yes. There is not countable in
It's
the
not
same.
countable also.
Yes. So in this case, James has as much talent as Falcao.
Easy. James has as much talent as Falcao. That's it. If I want to make the comparison with the adjectives, I can do it too. How can I say that they have the same quantity of money, but using the characteristic, not the noun, but the characteristic? How would you do that?
Characteristics rich.
Mhm.
As in the basic form, yes,
Yeah,
rich.
exactly.
Uh, uh, yeah, James has many rich as Falcao.
James has as many rich as Falcao. Yes, you think so? Hmm. Bueno,
As much.
remember that rich is an adjective. And when we
Yes,
work with the adjective, we have to use the verb what?
to be.
Okay.
Yes.
So in
This
that
is
case,
as much as rich as Falcao because it's not countable.
because it's not countable, bueno, remember that when we talk about characteristics, it's not necessarily ni
Oh
much ni
no.
many.
Ah,
No
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
So in that case, what we're saying is that
Enough.
James, okay,
Uh,
remember, verb to
has
be.
enough. Yes.
Verb to be, because
James
it's rich. Rich is an adjective, so verb to be. James is.
is yes.
As, and in this case, we don't have to use anything. Is as, the characteristic, and as. This James is as
As
rich as
rich as
Falcao.
yeah, yeah.
How would you say that they have the same creativity but using the adjective?
Yes, James is as creative as Falcao.
James is as creative as Falcao. And how
Right.
would you say that son uno es tan talentoso como el otro? How would you say that?
Uh, James is has talent as Falcao.
As talented. Ready?
As talented.
Because talent is the noun. Ahí sí tendríamos que usar has as
Yes.
much talent, but the
Yes.
characteristic
Talented.
talented. Muy bien. Very good. Yes. If I want to say that uno es igual de famoso que el otro, how would you say that?
Yes. James is as famous as Falcao.
Exactly. James is as famous as Falcao, right? So
Right.
in that case, man, what we have to do is to be careful if we are using an adjective. Yes, be attentive if we are
Yes.
using an adjective or if we are using a noun. That's why the vocabulary at the beginning, what is so important. The most important part here is the vocabulary because the structure is easy, but if we know
Yeah.
the vocabulary, so it's important to pay attention to the vocabulary. ¿Listo?
Yes.
Bueno, in this case, Manu, when I have affirmative sentences, as it is equal, it's equal, it doesn't matter which one is at the beginning and which one is at the end. I can say Manuel is as old as Leo or Leo is as old as Manuel. It's the same because it's equal.
Yes.
But when the sentence is negative, it means that A is minor and B is bigger or it's major, right? For example, in this case, this one, they don't have the same age, no?
Yes.
James is minor and Falcao is older. Yes, James is like
Yes.
31 and Falcao is like 37, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Hmm? So
Yes.
it's not equal, right? In that case, it's not equal. I can express that using as if I use the negative form, right? For example, in this case, James, that is the minor, it's going to be A. And Falcao, that is the
Yes.
bigger, it's going to be B. So I can say, let me erase this part. Déjame borrar acá. Yes, that James isn't,
Eh,
or is not
okay. Yes.
as old as Falcao. Right? So in that case, I'm using the negative form for saying, hey, it's not the same. This one, it's minor. This one, it's older. So
Okay.
every
Like
time,
example, James isn't as tall as Falcao.
for example, exactly,
Yeah.
like that. Ready? So in this case, if the sentence is negative, o sea, isn't, or aren't, o en este caso, don't have, or doesn't have, ¿cierto? It's
Yeah.
because A is less and B is more. No es igual,
Yes.
sino que A es más, o el primer sujeto es más, más poquito y el segundo sujeto será mayor. ¿No? Ready?
Okay.
Example. Bueno, we saw that James is not as tall as Falcao and James is not as old as Falcao. Also, we said that James has 2 children
Yes.
and Falcao has like 6 children.
Yes.
Of course, the bigger quantity is Falcao because he has 6 and Falcao, James only has 2. So this is a comparison with children, which is a noun. Yes, it's a noun and it's countable, right?
Yes.
So how can you say that it's not the same? It's not the same quantity.
James is not comfortable with children.
No, it's countable, sorry. Children is countable.
Yes, comfortable.
Countable, yes.
James have not children as Falcao.
Almost. In this
Oh,
case, we have James doesn't
Do-
have. Remember that the negative form?
doesn't
Doesn't have as, and it's countable as.
has many children as Falcao.
Exactly. So, como es negativo, in that case, I said that James has less and
Yes.
Falcao has more. So, James doesn't have as many children as Falcao. That's it. Ready?
Okay.
In this picture, James has less hair and Falcao has more hair.
Yes.
It's another comparison. So, also, for example, in that case, I could say that James doesn't have, que tiene menos, ¿cierto? Doesn't have as much hair
as
as
Falcao.
Falcao. In that case, as much because hair is non-countable. That's why
Yes.
we use as much.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel, Manu? Fine? Más o menos?
Fine,
Good?
fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I need to practice more, but I'm okay.
No problem, no problem. How would you say, for example, that Falcao, esa es su posición, but let's say that Falcao no tiene tanto talento como James. Falcao no tiene tanto talento.
Yes. James. Falcao. In this case, Falcao, he doesn't have as much talent as James.
As much talent as James. Manu, talent es sustantivo o adjetivo? What do you think?
Has much talent.
Talent, ¿es sustantivo o adjetivo?
No, talent es a noun.
Talent es a noun,
Sustantivo.
muy bien. Entonces, en ese caso no sería isn't, sino doesn't have. Muy bien.
Yes.
Falcao
Falcao
doesn't have.
has much
El resto
talent
está
as
perfecto.
James.
Muy bien. Falcao doesn't have as much talent as James. Pero si quiero usar el adjetivo, quiero decir que Falcao no es tan talentoso. No es tan talentoso. How would you do that?
Falcao isn't have as talented as James.
Ahí sí, Falcao isn't as talented as James. Muy bien. That's it. Listo, Manu. Muy bien. So the clue, the most important part, is to determine, am I using a noun or am I using a noun? That's the most important part, right?
Yes.
Good. Bueno, Manu, very good. Now, the next part, it's a short exercise in which we have two different houses per se. One is a cottage, una cabaña, and the other one is a beach house, right?
Beach house.
In here, we have some adjectives and nouns. We have cramped, que es como amontonado, expensive, convenient, space, light, fresh air, aire fresco, modern, which is moderna or modern already,
Yes.
privacy, what is the meaning of privacy?
Privado.
That is private.
Privacidad. Privacidad.
Exactly. Private es privado y privacy es privacidad. Shabby, que es como desgastado.
Yes.
Comfortable, we saw it. Silence, silencio, right? Rooms, cuartos. Noise, what is the meaning of noise?
Ruido.
Ruido. Luxurious.
Lujoso.
And windows.
Yes. Ventanas.
Ventanas, ¿sí o no? Entonces, think in the two pictures, right? And compare the two houses as you prefer. Use some of the adjectives or characteristics there. Usa algunas de las que están ahí. Puede ser crab, la que tú quieras, right? Just to
Yes.
compare the two houses.
Well, is space characteristics, space, luxurious, modern.
Listo. So you told me space, luxurious,
Luxurious and modern.
space, luxurious, and modern. Listo. So, Manu, comparing in regards of space with the cottage and the beach house.
Yes.
What do you think? ¿Tienen lo mismo o no? Or it's different? What do you think?
Yes. Yes. Like cottage is half not space has the beach house.
Almost. Recuerda la forma negativa, doesn't have.
Doesn't have, yes. A cottage doesn't have enough, doesn't have space as modern as beach house.
Listo. 1 second. So you tell me, the cottage doesn't have, primero ibas a decir enough space, ¿cierto? Esa
Yes.
también funciona si no estoy comparando. No, the cottage doesn't have enough space. Fin, eso es una evaluación correcta. No tiene
Yeah.
suficiente espacio. Si la estoy comparando, entonces the cottage doesn't have, la primera parte es igual. Cottage doesn't have
Yes.
as much space
Yes.
as the beach house. Perfecto. Pero la primera también es válida. The cottage doesn't have enough space. Muy bien.
Yes.
Next.
The cottage doesn't have luxuries as the beach house.
Pero luxurious es adjetivo, lujosa, right?
Yeah,
So,
in this case, it isn't.
ajá. The
Okay,
cottage.
the cottage isn't luxurious
As
as
luxurious
the beach house.
as the beach house. Muy bien. The cottage isn't as luxurious as the beach house. Perfecto. And the last one, the mother.
The modern. In that case, cottage doesn't have as modern as the beach house.
Careful, modern is also an adjective. También es adjetivo.
Yeah, I confused. The cottage isn't as modern as the beach house.
Wonderful. The cottage isn't as modern
As
as the beach house. Perfect. That's it. ¿Listo? What about if I want to make an evaluation only of the beach house? Not comparing, but only about the beach house. What would you tell me about the beach house? What are the characteristics using enough and to? It's only an evaluation about the beach house.
Yes, the beach house is too much space than the cottage.
No, but no comparison, just
No, no
evaluation about
comparison.
the beach house. So you said
Is
the beach house, let's say
it is much modern. It is uh, too much light.
Okay, wait, too modern. It has too much light.
It has too much light.
Okay.
And And
Manu, but modern is good or is bad? Is it something good or is something bad?
good. It's good.
So you said it is too modern.
Enough. It is modern enough.
It's modern enough.
Modern enough.
Very good. Excellent.
Yes.
And in this case, the light is good or is bad?
It's bad. It
Is
has too much light.
Listo, very good. So it has too much light, right? So I can describe the different things. Can be a house, can be a place, can be a person, can be whatever. Yes, I can make a single description like the evaluation. It is modern enough. It is it has too much light. The cottage doesn't have enough space. It is only about a single noun. Yeah, that's
Well,
an evaluation, a description. Or I can make a comparison using two different sentences, two different subjects, the cottage and the beach house, Manu and Leo, Falcao and Aves. Entonces, I can have comparisons or I can have evaluations, but either way, de cualquier
yes.
manera, either way, the most important part is to determine if you are using an adjective or if you are using a noun. Then you
Yes.
can organize the structure, but first it's important to determine if it's an adjective or if it's a noun. Okay, Manu? Good?
Yes. Yes.
Any question, difficulty about it, problems, anything?
No, that's difficult. The announce and adjectives.
Yeah, it's like just analyzing in the moment if it's adjective or if it's a noun. No, that's the difficult
Yes.
part. Okay, listo, Manu, my friend. So, brother, for today, that would be all.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we also have class, right? We
Yes.
have
Yes.
class tomorrow at
7 p.m.
at 7 p.m. Yes. Did you sign up yourself?
No, I need to inscribe the manual. Yes,
Yeah.
like today.
But yourself. In that case, it's not me, but yourself. You can do it. Or no? Yes?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. If not, text me like today. But if you can do it yourself, okay?
Perfect, perfect,
Okay,
teacher.
ready? Manuel, have a good night. Rest. See you tomorrow and have a good night, okay? Sleep
Uh,
tight.
Thank you very much, teacher
See you.
Leonel.